Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Wherever you are in the world right now, I need you to stop what you're doing, put down the remote, step away from the sink. Just give me the next few minutes of your attention, because what I am about to share with you is not generic wellness advice. This is a nutritional roadmap, clinically grounded and biologically precise, that could genuinely take the brakes off your life and give you back something you may have resigned yourself to losing forever. Here is something most doctors will never say out loud in their rushed exam rooms. Your legs are not failing because you're getting older. Your legs are failing because nobody told you what to feed them. And there is a catastrophic difference between those two things. One is a sentence you accept with a sigh. The other is a solution you can start today with your very next meal. I am Dr. Charles Whitman, and today I'm handing you that solution. Not a pill, not a procedure, not an expensive supplement. 6 specific foods, ranked from helpful to absolutely transformational, that can rebuild your lower body muscle tissue, restore the neurological communication between your brain and your limbs, and give you back the stability and confidence that fear stole from you. And I'm going to give you the science behind every single one, so you never have to take my word for it. You can take the word of peer-reviewed journals and major medical institutions. Before we dive into the countdown, I need to share something that stopped me cold when I first encountered it. A comprehensive meta-analysis published in the Journal of the American Medical Directors Association examined data from over 12,000 adults aged 65 and older. Those with measurable lower body weakness had a 68% higher risk of experiencing a debilitating fall within the following 4 years. 68%. That is nearly 7 out of every 10 people watching this who could intervene right now but don't, simply because they were taught that weakness is inevitable. It is not. It is a nutritional deficit. And that fall rarely means just a bruise. It often means a hip fracture, months of bed rest, accelerating muscle wasting, cognitive decline, and too often, a nursing home admission that no family plans for. But nearly all of that is preventable, not with luck, not with genetics, but with the food on your fork. The number one food on this list is something in your pantry right now. Something you may have been told is bad for your heart. Researchers at Harvard now consider it one of the most powerful muscle protective compounds available to humans over 60. I'm saving that for last, because once you understand the mechanism, you will never look at your grocery list the same way. Before we begin, I want to ask you something personal. Take 30 seconds and leave a comment below. Tell me how old you are and whether you've noticed that getting out of a low chair takes effort. Does going upstairs make you hold the railing with both hands? Have you had a near miss in the shower? I read every single comment on this channel. Your story might be the push someone else needs to start this journey. Now let's begin the countdown. Coming in at number 6, and this one surprises almost every patient I tell it to, eggs. I know, you've heard the cholesterol myth for 40 years. Throw away the yolk. I am telling you, with the full weight of current nutritional biochemistry, that this was one of the most damaging pieces of medical advice ever given to seniors. Here is what eggs actually do for your aging legs. They are one of the richest dietary sources of leucine. Leucine is the ignition key for muscle protein synthesis. After age 65, your muscles become stubborn. They develop anabolic resistance. They need a stronger trigger. Leucine is that trigger. 2 large whole eggs deliver roughly 1.6 grams of leucine, enough to meaningfully stimulate muscle repair even in a resistant muscle. Research from the University of Illinois confirmed this. But the magic is in the yolk. It contains choline and phosphatidylcholine, which maintain the integrity of your muscle cell membranes. As we age, those membranes become brittle and leaky. Throwing away the yolk is like buying a car and leaving the engine at the dealership. I had a patient, Dorothy, 73, from Maine. She was terrified of her staircase after 2 falls. She had avoided eggs for decades. We added 3 whole eggs to her breakfast. Within 8 weeks, she walked up her stairs without holding the railing for the first time in 2 years. That is leucine, choline, and vitamin D working exactly as the science says. For best results, eat 2 to 3 whole eggs in the morning with a small amount of healthy fat like olive oil to absorb the fat-soluble vitamins. Gentle cooking preserves the proteins. Moving to number 5. Wild-caught salmon. If your legs feel heavy, cramp at night, or ache with a dull fire in the morning, chronic inflammation is quietly destroying your muscle tissue. Salmon contains EPA and DHA, omega-3 fatty acids that act like water-bombing aircraft against that inflammatory fire. They chemically neutralize the cytokines and prostaglandins that your body produces in excess after 60. A study from the University of Aberdeen followed 87 adults over 65 for 18 weeks. Those consuming omega-3s equivalent to 3 servings of wild salmon per week showed a 22% increase in muscle protein synthesis compared to the control group, 22% from a single food. Salmon also delivers active vitamin D3, which an estimated 77% of older adults are critically deficient in. Low D3 is directly linked to sarcopenia and balance issues. One 6-ounce serving of wild sockeye gives you over 900 international units, your entire daily requirement in one meal. Eat salmon 2 to 3 times per week. Wild caught is critical. Farmed salmon has a skewed omega-3 to omega-6 ratio and doesn't provide the same benefit. Pair it with dark leafy greens for vitamin K2 synergy. Number 4. Spinach and dark leafy greens. If you've ever seen a 90-year-old who still moves like they're 60, I would bet dark leafy greens were a regular part of their diet. After 75, your body loses about 35% of its ability to recycle nitric oxide, the molecule that acts as a traffic controller for blood flow to your legs. Without it, the microvessels feeding your muscles congest. Nutrients can't get in, waste can't get out. Spinach is loaded with dietary nitrates, which your body converts back into nitric oxide. You are using food to bypass what aging has stolen. A study from the Karolinska Institute found that nitrate equivalent to about 200 grams of spinach improved muscle efficiency in seniors by 19%. The muscle didn't grow bigger, it simply became more efficient at using oxygen. Spinach also delivers 157 milligrams of magnesium per cooked cup, a mineral that 68% of seniors are chronically low on. When your calves seize up at 3 a.m., that is a magnesium signal. I had a patient, Catherine, 71, from Seattle, who felt like her legs were filled with concrete every morning. Supplements hadn't helped. We switched to 2 cups of sautéed spinach daily with olive oil and garlic. 6 weeks later, the concrete feeling was gone. She was walking her old neighborhood route again for the joy of it. Always cook your greens in a quality fat for absorption. If this information is already opening your eyes, please hit that like button right now. It tells YouTube to share this video with more seniors who need exactly this information. And if you haven't subscribed, do it now. Every week, I bring you clinically grounded health information designed for adults who refuse to surrender their mobility. Number 3. Greek yogurt. Most people think of it as diet food. What they don't realize is that full-fat Greek yogurt is one of the most anabolically powerful foods for an aging body. 1 cup delivers 17 to 20 grams of highly bioavailable protein, specifically casein, which feeds your muscles for hours. But the true genius is in the probiotics. We now know about the gut-muscle axis. Research from UC Davis found that older adults with a diverse gut microbiome had significantly greater lean leg mass and faster recovery. Probiotics help restock the gut's library so your body can extract the nutrients you're feeding it. For maximum benefit, eat it within 30 minutes of physical activity, even a gentle walk. That is your anabolic window. Add a tablespoon of ground flaxseed. Always choose plain, full-fat versions. Low-fat versions replace fat with sugar, which drives inflammation. Number 2. Beets. I can hear the skepticism. Beets don't look like a muscle food, but the research is so compelling that major sports medicine clinics use beet-derived compounds in recovery protocols. Beets contain dietary nitrates at concentrations 3 to 4 times higher than spinach. When those nitrates hit the oxygen-depleted environment of your leg muscles, they convert to nitric oxide and create a cascade of vasodilation, opening blood vessels and flooding your legs with oxygen and nutrients. A study at Wake Forest University found that beet juice increased blood flow to the brain's motor control regions by 38%. Beets didn't just feed the muscle, they fed the brain that commands the muscle. Beets are also rich in betaine, which reduces homocysteine levels. Elevated homocysteine, affecting 47% of adults over 60, is linked to accelerated muscle loss and mitochondrial damage. The mitochondria are your muscle cells' power generators. Betaine protects them. My patient Patricia, 68, from Oregon, was walking with a cane after 3 doctors told her it was just age. We added 2 roasted beets to her lunch 4 days a week. 12 weeks later, she returned without the cane. She was gardening again. She cried when she told me, "Roast your beets, don't boil them, because boiling leaches the nitrates into the water. Pair them with citrus juice for better conversion." And now, number 1. The food I teased at the beginning, the food Harvard researchers call a muscle protective compound, rather than a fat. extra virgin olive oil. I know you expected something exotic. Stay with me. This is about biology. Extra virgin olive oil contains oleocanthal, a natural polyphenol that functions in your body almost identically to ibuprofen. It inhibits the same inflammatory enzymes, COX-1 and COX-2, but without the kidney damage, stomach bleeding, or cardiovascular strain. It is nature's safest anti-inflammatory. But the muscle benefit goes deeper. A landmark study from the University of Athens followed 840 adults over 65 for 3 years. Those consuming 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil daily had a 37% lower incidence of sarcopenia compared to those who rarely consumed it. 37%, a larger protective effect than many expensive prescription drugs. The polyphenols in olive oil stimulate the mTOR pathway, the master switch for muscle protein synthesis. After 70, your mTOR sensitivity plummets by about 40%. Your muscles are harder to build, not because of lack of effort, but because the machinery is running at half speed. Olive oil recalibrates that sensitivity. It resets the thermostat. There is also the mitochondrial dimension. Research from the University of Granada found that hydroxytyrosol, another polyphenol in olive oil, protects mitochondrial DNA from oxidative damage. As we age, our mitochondrial DNA accumulates errors, like a manuscript photocopied too many times. Hydroxytyrosol slows that degradation. I want to tell you about Arthur, 81 years old, retired Navy commander from Georgia. He couldn't walk 2 blocks without stopping. His diet was very low-fat, based on outdated guidelines. We introduced 4 tablespoons of high-quality extra virgin olive oil into his daily routine, over his eggs and over his vegetables. Within 6 weeks, he walked 4 blocks. At 12 weeks, he sent me a photo of himself back on his bicycle. At 6 months, he completed a 2-mile charity walk. That photo is on my office wall. For practical use, 4 tablespoons daily is the target. Use it as your primary cooking fat for low to medium heat. Drizzle it over vegetables, eggs, fish, and legumes. Buy it in dark glass bottles from reputable producers. Look for a harvest date, not just an expiration date. Polyphenol content degrades with time and light. Fresh olive oil is medicine. Old, clear bottled bargain oil is just fat. Your legs are worth the extra few dollars. These 6 foods work together as a system. Eggs, salmon, spinach, yogurt, beets, olive oil. When you combine them consistently, the cumulative effect on your leg strength, inflammation, mitochondrial health, and mobility is dramatically greater than any single food alone. It is the difference between a single instrument and a full orchestra. Now let me bring this home. You were not built to become a passenger in your own life. You were not meant to watch from the kitchen window while your grandchildren play in the yard. You were not designed to hold the railing going downstairs, to skip the family hike, to decline the dance at the wedding because you're afraid your legs won't hold you. That is not your biological destiny. That is a consequence of information that was never given to you, and today, we gave it to you. It is never too late. I say this not as encouragement, but as a clinical fact. Muscle tissue retains its capacity for growth and repair well into the 9th decade of life. The body wants to rebuild. It is waiting for the raw materials. Your job, starting with your next meal, is to give it those materials. 6 eggs, wild salmon, a bowl of spinach, a cup of Greek yogurt, 2 roasted beets, 4 tablespoons of the finest olive oil you can find. These are not extraordinary. They are in every grocery store, and they have the power to give you back the freedom to move through your life with strength, confidence, and joy. The scientific references for every study are listed in the description below. Read them, print them, bring them to your doctor. If you are not yet subscribed, do it now. This community is growing because people like you are sharing it with people they love. And now I want to hear from you. Leave a comment. Tell me which of these 6 foods you are going to add first. Tell me how your legs have been feeling. Tell me your story. I read every comment. Until next time, eat well, move daily, and never stop believing that your best years are not behind you. They are waiting for you to claim them. Take care of yourself, and I will see you in the next one.